Good morning. Happy Friday. This is Miss Usan and Chicky, and we are back to check in. Um, Pretty weird, right? Usually on a Friday, we're really excited that we get to go home for 2 days, but we've been at home this whole time. So maybe you'll be really excited about getting some language arts work done today. A little bit. I want to start off today by one, thank you, those of you, the 14 of you who answered the survey questions. If you did not take the survey yet, please text your friends. Let them know to get onto the survey. Laya, you mentioned that you're in a group chat with a few people when you're done with your work. Every single one of them should have answered the survey then. Go ahead and let people know. Do me a favor. Thanks. Helping out. Two, after I answer the questions, I'm going to share with you guys a video um, that's just, a little bit of fun stuff you can do over this break and weekend, and it never gets boring, and you can do it like a million times. And number three, I have some coronavirus art that I want to share with you guys and get your ideas on. We were talking about theme right before we left on break, and it's a really important word, right? You don't get out of learning the theme. You learned it in younger grades. You're going to continue to study the theme in high school and college, because there's themes to songs and movies and poetry and books and life. So theme is something you don't get away from. You better know what it means. All right. So let's start with questions. Um, so these are some of the quarantine questions. Let me go ahead and move this over just a little bit. So no questions here. Okay, will there be assignments on here that will go into grades? I imagine that there will be some, but I wanted to know, okay. So few questions about grades. One, as this is really changing times and things are changing faster and faster every day, the way grades will work is we will figure it out. The district is going to let us know coming up how we want to proceed with grades. One of the challenges you can imagine is luckily, if you are watching this, you have access to internet and some kind of device. But not all of our students do. So we're trying to make sure what is the best way that we can help students get the materials they need. So as soon as we find out about the grading, which the longer we do spend time away, the more likely it is that there will be some graded assignments. But we'll get to those and you guys will definitely be updated. So pay attention to emails. What kinds of things will we be doing? Of course, I can only speak to my class and what kind of work I will be looking for and assigning. So, here's what you should know, that the way that I assign work now during this crazy time period is going to be pretty similar to how we do work in general. One, there will be a lot of conversation based things. So I will continue to upload documents where you guys can have some conversations. Two, especially because we're working remotely, I might share like a reading passage or a video and ask for your guys' feedback or maybe some questions that you would go in and answer. So kind of the same as what we're doing now, plus what we've already done in Google Classroom in the past. So that should feel pretty normal, and it should be something that you already kind of like know how to do, which is why I'm sticking to Google Classroom. We may change the themes around. Obviously, it's going to be, the work's going to be a little different. So instead of taking a ton of notes or other things we would do in the classroom, it's going to be a little different. The other thing I can guarantee is it won't be like one assignment every day. It might be something more like a project based on Monday that you work on throughout the week and is collected on Friday, or there's check-ins, or there's different parts to the activity. Good question. My family is doing really well. Are we getting Chromebooks from school? So right now you can imagine that having so many kids go to the campus to get their materials and checking them out and not having it would be difficult to keep all of that clean and keep it sanitary and make it safe. Our district is trying to figure out for our students that don't have access to whether it's internet or a device, we are trying to figure out how to get devices into the hands of everybody. So stay posted on that. Like I said, when I know more, you will know more. Okay. Let's go to some more questions. Are we going to be able to get back to school and will we promote? I'm going to answer this one with a few because I've also seen like what's happening with our trip, what's happening to the events that were scheduled for this month. Are we going to have graduation or not? And then that one's still back to the school computers. So let's see. As far as all of the events that are scheduled or were scheduled between this time and April, it's kind of what's happening all across the city right now. Events are either being canceled or postponed. And I think one good way to kind of think about it is if it's something that is not going to disrupt the big uh, process of things. So, for example, on school, we had, let's say, a dance scheduled. Well, the dance at this point can be canceled, right? We don't have to push it forward. And in the sake of everything going on right now, that would be something we would just say, you know what, let's cancel it. If and when we are able to open school back again and things calm down, then of course we can think about creating a new one for the entertainment of our students. Sure. There are certain things though, like promotion, right? Where that's not the kind of thing you cancel. Right now, we would be looking at postponing it. But as you can imagine, so much of it depends on what we decide to do as a district next, right? Do we continue to do grading? What does that look like across the country for people who have lost promotion? Because it's not just our school, right? It's like thousands and thousands of schools across the country. So it'd be really interesting. And that's why I'm saying stay informed, watch the news, um, and read those emails that are coming to your parents because they have a lot of information. And as the district continues to have conversations, we'll get some more information, right? And then I know Miss Conant was postponing the DC trip, but again, there's so many things right now that while you guys have some great questions, there might not be a lot of answers to them just yet, right? So hang in there. Don't forget that we care about you and your happiness. So if there's anything that is canceled or is postponed or is, feeling weird right now, keep in mind that we will do our best to bring it back to normal once all of this is over. Okay? So if you were really excited about, asking someone to dance with you at the next 8th grade dance, we will try to make that happen for you. Okay? So assignments for today. Let me show you what's up. On Google Classroom, I will go ahead and link this video. Cool. I know you've all been not totally paying attention during my lesson and staring off into space and finding yourself looking at all of those paper cranes that we have strung across our classroom. So this video gives you your step-by-steps. This right here, this little like ice cream cone shape is the hardest part. Those of you who have done cranes with me, this is the weird one, but follow the video. It's actually really helpful. Do your best and you should end up with a beautiful paper crane just like this. So try it out. If you're finding some success with it, make a few of them, and when we get back to class, we can string them all up. It would be cool to see how many we get. So I'm gonna link that video. That's kind of the fun thing. Ooh, you can even make a lion. What's that? I may try this later. But I also wanted to remind us that we were studying theme. And theme, oh, I forgot to turn this video off. There we go. Theme, what it is, if you remember, it's the big idea of the story. It is the lesson learned or the moral. The lesson the author wants you to get after reading the story, the central message. It usually conveys the emotion and the feeling that you're left with at the end of the story. Keyword, message, entire lesson. So is it more than one word? Yes, it's a few sentences at least, right? A sentence or two. What it is not a single detail of the story. It's not specific to just one character. So it should have no character names, no specific details about who, what, when, where, how, why, because remember, we want it to be universal. It can be applied to anybody. It is not just the subject of the story. So it's not a one-word topic. In this case, coronavirus or Holocaust or bystanders. No. What is the message about bystanders that came out through the story? It's not going to be stated in the story, so you have to figure it out yourself. right? In our bystander literature, it actually was pretty stated several times, right? If you don't say something, you might be next. But uh, by zooming out of the three different stories we read, we were able to kind of say a lot more about being a bystander and understanding them and all of that. So, I have some political cartoons and some street art and some just regular art about the coronavirus here. What I'd like you to do is look at it, look at all the details that are in it, and think about what is the theme of the image. What is the artist trying to share about how people deal with this giant coronavirus, about what are proper ways of dealing with it? What has it shown our society? What has it revealed? What are some of the problems that are arising that the artist thinks are important? So here we have this is the artist statement down here. If I found it for a few, I added it, but I didn't find it very often. But you have the high rise, some apartments, they're getting smaller and smaller, and you've got this man or person, sorry, on the bench and the little squirrel. But across all the newspapers, you must shelter in place. What do you think it means? Why do you think the house has changed? What do you think the author's trying to say? Down here, this one's in LA, and I thought it was just absolutely gorgeous. But again, what do you notice? Obviously, with a black and white image, the items in color really stand out. So zoom in. What do you think they're trying to say? A little bit about the artist here. We've got Batman and Robin taking a look for the bat signal, but it's not there. Instead, Batman says this is a job for real heroes. I love Batman, though. He's a real hero. Another hero, Superman, aren't you going to do something to fight the coronavirus? And he's sitting there with a nice water in his hand saying, I'm doing it, with his newspaper. What do you think that's saying to the rest of us? We have America today. What kind of images, what kind of people do you see that they have stranded on each island? What do you think that represents? Um, We've got down here another LA street artist, actually, and they are working on it as you see. So, what's happening here, right? What do you notice? And then this is the last one I thought was pretty clever. It's on one of those utility boxes. Um, yeah, what do you notice? What stands out to you? What do you think is the message? So, um, don't forget, as a reminder, the top of this document does tell you what a theme is or what a theme is not. Also, don't forget it's okay to get it wrong. If you do just say one word like fear, not a theme, it's a topic, but we'll work with you, right? Like, fear about what? What are they afraid of? How do you know? What are the details? Where's your evidence, right? But any answer is a good answer to start with. Go ahead and put your thoughts in the document. I'm going to be signing off for the weekend. So I will not post a video Saturday or Sunday. I will come back and check them out on Monday. I hope that you all find time to interact and bug at least one extra friend to jump online, fill out that survey, check in with Miss Usan. I miss you guys. Continue to wash your hands. Even Chicky's washing his hands. Yep. I will hopefully see you guys soon. Take care. Have a great weekend. Try new things. If you get bored, send me an email. I will give you a list of things you can try. I never have no ideas for things. I've got plenty of ideas. I've been sitting here with ideas. So send me an email, okay? Take care. Love you guys. Miss you so much. Bye.